Look here. One.
Ơi, tuôn cái đệ.
I'm just gonna scooch in right here if you don't mind. Shh.
I just think that it's really important that everybody knows that this deer and bunny are having a nap together right now in the backyard.
Isa akong vlog.
Blue.
Hey. Cold? Yeah? Wanna go back to bed?
Dear my beloved audiences, today I want to tell you a story which is called Shep of the Highlands. In the green, windswept hills of the Scottish Islands lived a shepherd dog named Shep. Shep wasn't just any sheepdog. He was the pride of Glenmore Valley. With a thick gray coat, intelligent amber eyes, and the uncanny ability to move a flock with the precision of a general, he had spent his life working alongside Angus MacLeod, an old shepherd whose only family was Shep and the land. Every morning, rain or shine, Shep would race out ahead of Angus, circling the hills, guiding the sheep, barking short commands. Angus, slow now with age, relied on Shep for nearly everything. "Good lad," he'd say, ruffling Shep's ears. "I'd be lost without you." And he meant it. One cold October morning, something felt off. The sheep had scattered unusually far. Shep moved fast, bringing them together, but when he returned to the ridge where Angus usually stood, he was gone. Shep sniffed the air, ears perked. A moment later, he caught the scent, something sharp, human blood. Angus had slipped on a mossy rock and tumbled down a short ravine. He lay twisted, leg broken, coat torn, barely conscious. "Shep," he whispered. As if summoned, Shep appeared at the edge of the slope, barking urgently. The old man tried to sit up, but grimaced in pain. "Go get help, boy." Shep hesitated, whining. He nudged the man's hand with his nose, licking it gently, but Angus shook his head. "Go, Shep. Go now." With one last look, Shep turned and ran. Glenmore was a lonely place. The nearest village was 5 miles down the mountain road. Shep ran like a spirit through the heather and mist, ignoring the sheep, ignoring the wind that howled through the glens. By the time he reached the village, his paws were raw and bleeding. He burst into the yard of the local pub, barking like mad, startling the few people inside. The bark wasn't angry. It was sharp, insistent, almost desperate. It was Alan, the blacksmith's son, who recognized Shep. "That's Angus's dog," he said. "Something's wrong." Shep darted a few steps toward the road, then turned, barking. Then again, dart, bark, look back. "Follow him," someone shouted. 3 men, including Alan, grabbed coats and flashlights and followed Shep into the hills. It took them over an hour, but Shep led them straight to the ravine, where Angus was barely conscious but alive. They lifted him carefully, carried him home, and called for a doctor. The next few days were quiet. Angus was confined to bed with a cast on his leg and strict orders to rest. The sheep were tended by neighbors. But Shep never left Angus's side. He lay by the bed day and night, ears always listening, eyes always watching. Winter came early that year. Heavy snow fell, cutting Glenmore off from the village for days. Angus, still healing, grew feverish. Supplies dwindled. The phone lines were down. On the third night, Angus stirred in bed, soaked in sweat. He tried to sit up, then collapsed. "Shep," he whispered hoarsely. "Go." Shep stood, tail low, uncertain. Then Angus coughed hard, and Shep knew it was time. Again. Once more, Shep braved the mountains. This time was worse. Snow up to his belly, cold winds slicing through his coat. He moved slowly, carefully, keeping to deer paths he knew by memory. It took nearly a full day, but at last he reached the village again. He staggered into the baker's shop, half frozen, and collapsed. Shep woke in a warm barn, blankets over him, children nearby, stroking his head gently. "Brave boy," someone said. He came for help again. This time, the villagers didn't hesitate. A group set out immediately, sleds packed with medicine, food, and warm clothes. When they arrived at the cottage, Angus was unconscious, his fever spiking. They saved him just in time. Spring came slowly, and with it, healing. Angus regained his strength bit by bit. The sheep returned to grazing on green hills. But something had changed. People came to Glenmore more often now. Not just neighbors, but travelers, hikers, and school children who had heard the story of Shep, the loyal dog who had twice saved his master. A journalist wrote about it. A photographer visited. But Shep didn't care about fame. He only cared about Angus and the hills and the wind and the sheep. Years passed. Shep grew gray around the muzzle. He slowed down. Angus, too. The flocks grew smaller, the work lighter. But every morning, they still walked together, man and dog, across the hills of Glenmore, side by side. And every night, Angus would scratch behind Shep's ears and whisper, "My good lad, my brave lad, I'd be lost without you." And Shep, even in his old age, still wagged his tail. Because love, like loyalty, never truly fades. If you like this video, please leave a like and a subscribe. It will really help our channel grow. But if you don't like it, then just skip it, and don't forget to check out our other videos. Thank you very much, and goodbye.